So this is a continuation of my other video about keeping on trying, keep on getting up, keep moving forward, and just to let you know that it really is your program if you want to get better. There's tons of different things out there to do, but the fact remains is that each one of us is a completely unique individual, and just because it worked for Uncle Bob doesn't mean it's going to work for you. One thing that I did when I went into this final 2-year phase that started on August 3rd, 2015, was I immediately began journaling, making video journals, writing, and just documenting this whole thing. And from my first 10 days, which I spent in a detox at Ossington and Queen, yeah, you don't ever want to go to one, but if you want to get better, you have to get yourself a space where you can be yourself and have at least a modicum of safety. Now, there aren't actually very many places like that because in the addict world of Toronto, basically if you go to a recovery place, all the guys know each other. They've been to everyone. It's just a big cycle. Many of them, that's just their lifestyle. Just a cog in the wheel, and the recovery system in Toronto is completely busted, and in fact, it never even worked to begin with, and it's a big fat money-making machine. But you can still learn to utilize it and make your own program. You just have to be quite stoic about it, and you got to have some pretty thick skin. I guess however many years it's been of me just doing my own thing. I've been a wanderer. I'm the kind of guy that'll just show up on your doorstep after like 5 years and knock on the door and be like, hey, what's going on? Just pick up where it was. I think that's how it should always be, but I can interact with anybody, and it stood me in good stead. I had no problems whatsoever during the recovery program here, but I'd already been working on myself for over 8.5 years. I was using it for that final push, that final amount of time that I needed where I didn't have to worry about all the other craziness. And if you are truly going to get better, like if I hear someone say they're going to go into a recovery program and they're going to do like the 90-day, and then they're going to come home and they're going to go straight back to work, it ain't going to work. If it took you 15 years to work up the courage to get better, do you think that it's just going to take a couple of months? That's why there aren't many people like me making videos like this. Usually it's, I was clean for X amount of time and now I've relapsed, so I'm making these videos, which is what they should have done at the beginning. It's like therapy. I've made so many freaking videos and I've never posted any of them, because usually I end up breaking down crying, because when you actually talk about what you've been through and you actually haven't processed it and you haven't dealt with it and you haven't let go of all the stuff and everything else, and you haven't been able to readjust your own personality because you actually don't know who you are, like literally, because your brain has been in a different chemical altered state for, well, me, it was like 15 years. All starting with that first ephedrine. I was 18. Fast forward to now. And once you realize the huge difference it is in your personality and everything, and that you really do a lot of things and have certain personality traits because of the way that you were, and that you actually really do have to relearn who you are and make a new identity, it's actually awesome. You get to reinvent yourself, and everyone will be happy for you, because there's nobody in your life that won't be happy other than the other people that are addicts that you're participating with. And I know you do it. So if you decide that you're not going to drink, say, on the weekend, like you normally do, go to your buddies and all the rest of the stuff, and you get a negative reaction from certain people, those are the ones you cut out, because they're actually, well, they're addicts too. And misery loves company, especially addicts. So they'll do everything they can to get you to keep participating. So when you're finally ready, you really do need to reinvent yourself, and you need to go like this and take all the people and go, just get rid of them all, and then bring them back in as you get better, if their actions are congruent with what you're doing. You know, if someone's like, just have one, you're fired. You're not my friend anymore. Just get out. Unfortunately, most addicts are people pleasers. So it's catch 22 all around. If there are any of my friends, or friends of their friends, or anybody, if they need someone to talk to, you've got my number. It's free. I could go back to university and get a counseling psychology degree and convert all my credits from health science at York U and all the rest of it. But why? When I have all this experience and I'm actually a health scientist to begin with. So that's my free offer to you, Toronto. If I get any yahoos from social media not treating that seriously, I'll just block you and ban you. I'm sure there's going to be trolls eventually. It's awesome to be alive. Awesome. I just can't say it enough. So go out there and take that day by the horns. If you didn't get out and greet the sun this morning, that's step number one. Don't look at your phone in the morning. I'm not even going to post this until after 10.